Hey guys, what's up? And today I'm back. I had to take a break. I stopped for like a day and then it flew by for like a week. But I've just been grinding on this channel for like the past 6 months. So yeah, I'm sorry that I took a break. I'm back though with another video. And this is the top 10 players for the 2020-2021 season. This will be including injuries. This will be including the playoffs. And this is also including like players that like if I think they're going to get injured. So some honorable mentions. I have Joel Embiid, and I have Jason Tatum. I have Jamal Murray. Those are my three honorable mentions. Embiid because of injuries. Tatum because it's stacked this year. And Jamal Murray on just the playoffs. What else can I say? Also, a few more. Donovan Mitchell, Kyrie Irving, and Kevin Durant. I do not have those two ranked. I want to see them return. I think, depending on what you put, 2 to 3, potentially 4 if you count LeBron as a point guard, players in the top 10. Point guards. I don't think Kyrie is a top 10 a top 4 point guard. Top 3, top 4. I don't know. It really depends on if you count players as point guards. But I don't. Chemistry, I also count that. It's gonna be real iffy. Maybe I'm wrong. Also don't count KD. He's on the wrong side of 30 and he just had a torn ACL. I think he'll be good, but not that good. So at number 10, I have Jimmy Butler. It's hard to leave him off the list after the NBA Finals matchups, and though I think he's a better Finals player than a better Finals and postseason player than a just regular season player. He's just great defensively. His leadership is insane. He does a lot of things that aren't on the box score, and I think that he'd have a good chance of making the finals next year. Maybe not great, but I think they have a chance of making the finals next year. A lot because of Jimmy Butler. Also an honorable mention, Bam Adebayo. Don't think he's top 10, but I do think he can make another jump and get like top 20. Top 15. I don't know. But at number 9, I have Damian Lillard. Yeah, this just shows how deep it is. Like, just how deep this season is. The star power. I mean, insane player. Defensive, he isn't great. I'm not going to knock him for that. I would count him as average. It's not, he's not like a liability. His shot making is insane. I don't think he'll have much playoff success, though. I don't even know if they're going to make the playoffs. Maybe they will. It'll be interesting to see the Trailblazers next year. Hopefully they can actually stay healthy. Dame, CJ, and Nurkic. Hopefully they can stay healthy. Be interesting to see without Whiteside also. At number 8, I have Nikola Jokic. His defense definitely did better in the playoffs, but in the regular season was a liability on the team. His scoring is elite, but his rebounding is really iffy. He can be great on defense if he wants to, but I don't think he can do that every single regular season game. And I'm insane for ranking this dude at number 7. He should be way higher, but it really just shows how much star power there is. At number 7, I have James Harden. He's an MVP finalist. I have him at number 7 because I don't know if he'll stay with the Rockets. If he leaves, I don't think he'll do as good. Even if he doesn't leave, without Daryl Morey and Mike D'Antoni, I think his stats are going to take a step down. Maybe more playoff success, but Daryl Morey was in love with James Harden. In his goodbye message, he said that James Harden changed his life. Yeah, of course every player is going to change their life, but that player stood out to him. Mike D'Antoni really utilized small ball. Without small ball, Harden might not put up that 37 points a game. And without either 3 points or layups, Harden's mid-range game could come into play. I don't think that's great. At number 6, I have Anthony Davis. He's a great player. Still second option. This year he's a top 5 player. Next year, I don't know. I mean, he's still improving, but he's a second option. And just It's going to be interesting because I added in the playoffs, so it could be ranked higher, but we don't know who's going to go for, since there's probably about 7 teams who can win the title in the West who are probably all going to make the playoffs. And when we look at the West, I think the Mavericks, the Rockets, the Warriors, the Lakers, the Clippers, the Nuggets, those 6 can win a championship. I wouldn't be completely surprised if they all won championships. And maybe the Rockets. But those other 5, they can all win championships. And then we're leaving out the Utah Jazz, the Portland Trailblazers, the Minnesota Timberwolves with D'Lo and Cat, the Pelicans with Zion in his second year, hopefully healthy. I mean, it's insane. The Suns, they went 8-0. Maybe they figured something out. We really don't know about that. But yeah, at number 6, I had AD. At number 5, I have Steph Curry. The only reason he's not ranked higher, I want to see him before he returns. And when he returns, he played a tiny bit, but not really enough for me to measure him back again. His defense isn't great. It's going to be interesting to see him play without KD. It's going to be really interesting to see Clay. Yeah, that's going to be really interesting. His shooting looked fine in his return. It didn't look any different, which was a major concern for me. I was really nervous about it because he's the best shooter of all time. I'm not a Warriors fan, but that shot, I want to be able to watch him hit more 3-point shots. It's just great to watch. The best shooter of all time. But it looks like he's okay. It was a wrist injury, so I didn't know. But it looks like he's fine. I want to see him in a full season, though. He's not LeBron's age, but not far off. Then number 4, Kawhi Leonard. I have him right here because I don't know. I should probably put Harden and Steph over him, but it's that Toronto ring is really going to save his legacy for the next few years. If he does bad for the next few years, it's just going to be saved by the Toronto ring. He beat the Warriors. It might have been injured Warriors, but he beat the Warriors. He won a ring, and that's pretty much just boosted him so high in all-time rankings, right now rankings. Don't even think he's this good. It's just, how do you leave him? His defensive ability is insane. But the amount of times that, why are you taking that much time off? It's been 4 years since your injury. I legitimately think it's been 3 or 4 years. I don't get it. But he's probably, he's also ranked high because he is a coach now. Tyronn Lue is the coach technically, but we all know that means Kawhi is going to be the coach for the Clippers. That's not even a joke. Kawhi's going to be the coach. Tyronn Lue is basically just a coach that does whatever the players want. That's what happened with LeBron. At number 3, I have Giannis. You might think I'm insane, but the Bucks said they actually just said that they weren't planning on trading Giannis. He's not getting it done with the Bucks. It's not happening. They're going to need to make some major changes. I said I'm counting playoffs in this. Don't think he's making the finals. I know he's as hungry as ever to win it, especially after his brother won a championship before him, riding the Lakers bench. But Giannis, he's not winning with the Bucks. He needs to leave. At number 2, I have LeBron James. It was tough between the top 3, Giannis, LeBron, and you probably know who's number 1, but maybe you don't. I don't know. Probably should. And he's my favorite player, even though they're my second team. But yeah, LeBron, it's tough to not put him at number 1. It really is, but I just think the other player who's at number 1 is going to have some major just steps taken. And LeBron, he's going to be going into his age 36 season. Maybe that has something to do with that. I don't think he's that bad. I think he is probably number 1. But I'm putting number 1 as Luka Doncic. I get that this is definitely biased included, but I am a Luka Doncic fan. He's my favorite player in the NBA. I become a Mavericks fan. And the Wizards are my first team, but if the Wizards and the Mavericks played each other, And the Wizards are trying to get a good pick, so you know what I'm saying. I'm probably rooting for the Mavericks. But if they were both in the finals, I don't even know who I'd root for. Like, Luka Doncic, he's my favorite player. If he went to the Wizards, that'd be great. But, I mean, it's just insane. It was his second year last year, and he was fourth or fifth in MVP voting. Probably should have been third. A lot of experts had him ranked as third. I had him ranked as third. I mean, he was in his second year, even before he went to the NBA, the stuff that he's done in the EuroLeague, like 1 or 2 EuroLeague MVPs, 1 or 2 EuroLeague championships, he's won a couple other awards. I mean, he could have made probably the Basketball Hall of Fame off of EuroLeague. But he goes in the NBA, first year wins Rookie of the Year, second year, he leads the Mavericks to a 7 seed, which they actually were higher before he and Kristaps had gotten injured. And this is, I hope he doesn't get injured. Like, his ankles are pretty soft. He's basically Tua, except better. But 29 points, 9 assists per game, and 9 rebounds per game. Second year. 46% from the field. His three-point shooting and his free throw shooting is a bit iffy. I mean, he shoots a lot. His defense isn't as bad as people say. I will say that. He's not a liability. He isn't good, but he's not a liability. But in the playoffs, 31 points per game, 9 assists per game, 9.8 rebounds per game, 50% from the field, 36% from three. Most of these games were on a sprained ankle. I'm sorry, that probably hurt your ears if you had headphones on, but I had to say that. He sprained his ankle, put up 42, 17, and 13 in a game-winning buzzer beater against the Los Angeles Clippers. Game-winning 3-point buzzer beater against the Los Angeles Clippers to stay alive, to keep the Mavericks. It technically wasn't stay alive, but they would have gone down 3-1. They're not the Nuggets. 40-point triple-double, 40, 17, and 13 on a sprained ankle. 2 days after you sprained your ankle, which he should have been out for 2 weeks. That's the proper just out if you sprain your ankle. He did that against the Los Angeles Clippers, a team that's supposed to have one of the best defenses in the NBA. In the second year. You're always supposed to take jumps in your third year also. Imagine if he takes another jump in his third year after putting up 29, 9, and 9, and 31, 9, and 10 in the playoffs. I think he's going to win MVP next year. I think they have a good chance of going to the finals. I mean, tell me if I'm wrong. Tell me who your top 10 is, but I think he is going to be number 1 next year. Tell me if I'm crazy, but yeah. Yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Stay safe, and peace.